Now you guys can hear me, or is still the audio lagging is there? Can somebody respond? Thanks a lot. Shall we make this interactive, guys? Because now I think you are also, did not have anything for dinner, right? So I'm the blocker in between your dinner and the sleep. So let me introduce myself first of all. I'm Shashika. So I'm the manager IT in WaveNet. So as for my, if you can see me young, I'm not that much young actually. So this presentation, all this thing came up by my colleague Sandaru, and which I was like doing all these presentations for universities, and I haven't done any presentation to you guys into your institution. But I have been continuously doing certain speaking notes and presentations and technological sessions for even for Vocational University and universities all over the Sri Lanka. So but I'm not a lecturer, guys, so I would love to hear you guys shout. I would like to hear your voice, at least one guy from your team who is like a senior guy or someone who represent your batch. If somebody can like speak it up with me, if somebody can answer my questions, I would be love to interact and make this session without boring. So the time I haven't sit on this time for a lecture or to have a lecture in my whole career. So Sandru, if we can expand this one better. You guys can hear me really well. Hoping that. So Sandru, you can move on to the next slide. Okay, first of all, I might say something about the company, WaveNet. So have you, I think you guys, some of you have heard of it, but based on your the career and the age range, I don't you have, pretty much heard about WaveNet like WSO2 and, MIT or whatever the, branded companies in Sri Lanka. But I would say that WaveNet is pretty much now having a growth curve and well-established company in Sri Lanka based on our market segment for telecommunication sector. So we are a software service provider for telecommunication sector, as well as now we are into diversified sectors as well. And without blubbering much about the company, right, sorry, much about the company. So architects of possibilities, what we do, our slogan. And as you can see, we have 17 plus years experience. We have 20 plus countries being served under as our customers, and we have 200 million active users mobile. If you say even the Telecom Sri Lanka, Mobitel, Hutchison, Airtel, all these guys are with us. And all the big names like Vodafone, Etisalat, earlier it's Millicom, in the global branding as Millicom. All these guys, you name it, almost most of the operators are with us at this moment. That's due to our innovative concepts and the technologies we use and the softwares we develop, all those stuff. So we've been partnered with WSO2 as well for APIs and all those stuff. So those are like, yeah, quickly summary of it. So we have 100 plus staff members, nearly now 150, and we are recruiting, and we have more headcount in next in this year as well. So we have few offices in LATAM, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, all those regions. So moving on to next slide. So that's about my company. Okay, then so bit about myself, you guys should know. So as a responsible citizen in Sri Lanka, so I would love to, say that because first of all, we might, first is our country, we are serving our country, first of all. Whatever the things we are learning, I think you guys, all the people are from free education. So if you are doing, you gain that free education, you must serve the country, first of all. So that's the main factor we should understand. And whatever this new region, this new young, the era doesn't understand about the gravity of it. So let it be. But first of all, it's my responsibility as a Sri Lankan. I am trying my best to be a good Sri Lankan citizen. Then I'm a parent. Okay, I'm a father of for two children. One is like 10 years and the other child is 5 years. So I would love to say that I have been, parenting since this COVID situation. I'll be, struggling with these Zoom classes and all these days. Likewise, now you have experienced the same for Zoom issues and all. That's due to the internet connectivity, poor connectivity due to the bad weather. And I'm a passionate leader. Oops. Third. Right. Okay. I would say that I'm a passionate leader. I would not say that I'm a manager or I'm a head of, a staff or someone like that. I would love to say that I am a passionate leader. So why is that? Since I've been, having this 15 plus years of experience in this industry, so I learned from a lot of my seniors, my superiors, as teachers like your lecturers, and all those guys. I have learned to be a passionate leader rather being a manager. So a leader and a manager, the differences. You would have seen all these social media memes and all those stuff. So I think most of the people, you would know the difference between a passionate leader and just a manager. So I would love to be a passionate leader. So I'm a passionate leader, which I call myself as. I think my members would know that, especially. And the funny fact is that I'm a professional musician. So I play violin, I play piano. Now I even studying guitar this moment. So I'm a professional musician, and I'm more passionate about music as well. So rather my career development, I would more focus on music stuff. So mostly on music. I've worked with so many producers, and you haven't seen my face in the nearby. Okay, good to hear that. Yeah, that should be the thing. Nowadays I find this, all the young people, having multiple talents in their areas, but they couldn't diversify their skills, and they couldn't figure out achieving their milestones. That's another concern I am having, because today's in this session I won't be through all the heck of technologies, and giving you the diagrams, and giving you out the new names and explaining those definitions. All those theoretical stuffs go to hell. So I won't do those things. So today it should be a fun-filled session, which would be more interactive. I think, like a guy said that he also plays violin. Good to hear. Another brother. Okay. Uh, sure, we'll do. You can see my phone number after this session. Okay. So I will have a Q&A as well. So that's about myself, and also I'm relating to your institution especially. Yeah, you're welcome. And I'm relating your institution. Okay, Sandru, you can move into an agenda. So by the time he's moving, I can relate the institution of yours. The vocational training institution is more relative to my family, actually. My father was an senior instructor in this institution long back, I think 20, 30 years back. I think more than 30 years back. He was the senior instructor for all instructors under vocational training authority, under labor department. So I got to know that today actually. I got to know that from my mother. So I was like telling her how I'm doing a session for this vocational training. I heard you guys were working there. So then I really clarified that he was also working in this vocational training institution as well. So later on, this university concept came, and you guys were segmented. I think it's good to hear that as well. So it's a good relationship you guys as well. So love to do a session with you guys. All right. Shall we move on to the agenda, please, Sandhu? I can't see the next slide. Okay. So as you have, I think, seen the poster the guys has developed, it's not me actually, the evolving IT domain, not so much, too techie stuff. So I'll, go from the high level perspective, evolving IT domain, how to relate your learnings with diversified IT channels, and the introduction to cloud, I'd say, but it's not, whatever the cloud we are thinking of. So then I'll, conclude the session by, giving your depth of how to obtain a better exposure under this cloud native technology era. All right. Okay. Move on to the next slide, Sandhu. Okay. Domain. So somewhere something went terribly wrong. now we are struggling back to the beginning, as you would say. So I was like picture internet. So I figure out this picture which attract. I think it's actually absolutely correct. This one. So we were like started from this Homo sapien or somebody, and again we have all these back pains, headaches and everything due to thanks to computer age, thanks to technology. So this is how people are evolving, and this is how IT has been evolved. So with the IT, with the technology, you are harming yourself. So that's why even earlier I said, even music and even physical stuff, exercises, go to a gym, do stuff without like sitting in front of a computer like a IT geek. You shouldn't be a geek. You should be like all round. So that would be beneficial for your health. It's not only the matter of money and the salary you are expecting. So move on to the next slide, Sandhu. Okay, then theory. I think this is only one. This is the only slide I am, explaining you a theory. But this is also not a theory. I found it from the web actually. I don't refer to theories. I can't remember the theories as well. I am more practical perspective guy. So I am into practical stuff. So technology, IT, refers to a spectrum of technologies, including software, hardware, communication technologies, and related services used to create, process, store, secure, and exchange data. Modern IT is the result of nearly 6 decades of consistent and impactful innovation. So have you guys captured the keywords here? So look at the keyword, because this definition, I think this came along with so many definitions. So when you name it IT, there are so many definitions. But this definition attract my eyes, because it sounded really cool and it sound like music. So a spectrum of technologies, including all the domains, like even the software, hardware. So it's a combination of technologies. So IT is not only IT, what you are thinking of, and ICT is again another term for IT. It's not what you are thinking at this moment. So you are thinking of your theories, you are thinking of your studies. So IT is everywhere. You name it, IT is in your phone, IT is in your TV, IT is in your computer, IT is in your anything. Even now, the spectacles have IT in it. So they have these earphones and everything inbuilt of spectacles, Google glasses, all those things are IT. Then it has been evolved to IoT, what do you call Internet of Things. All these terms and terminologies, all these theories came along, and these technologies came along. but all are refers to IT. So I would say IT is ICT, IoT, everything cloud, everything is IT. Some point of time. I think I heard that you guys, subsets of software engineering, networking, multimedia, and some other thing. I can't recall the other one. I think relevant to each department. All of you guys, I think most of you guys are in software and networking domain, I would say. And I think really less people would be in multimedia. But all these departments or all these subject areas are relevant to IT, and you guys should use IT. Even if you are doing finance now, you have to use IT. And if you are using, you are doing advertising, you have to use IT. So everywhere, IT is everywhere now. You can't, run away from that, perspective. So as per this definition, so it has been clearly said and done that it has been used to create, process, store, and the security levels, and to exchange data. All those stuff are done from IT. So you can't escape IT anyway. So you have to learn IT, even if you are learning, in a separate domain or something somewhere else. You have to learn IT. IT is the most prominent subject now in the days. So, and even for this pandemic situation, have you guys noticed that all the industries has been collapsed? All the industries were like draining again with less profits and all, but IT industry is booming. So whatever the subject area you have selected is really cool, considering the current pandemic situation. So almost IT has been, getting boomed day by day, and it won't get impacted even thanks to, learning IT. We are in this place and we are not being impacted. But there were so many people, impacted through this pandemic, and they were like, struggling to live their life. So if we don't, that even by myself, I have, supported some of the people, some of my friends, all those people who are getting less salaries, who have cutting salaries, and no promotions, no bonuses, nothing. So even this Kadakarya and this payment person doesn't get even businesses. So due to this pandemic situation, so it's a really bad situation for this country and for the whole world. So, but doing IT again, it's a great thing that we won't get impacted through IT, because it was booming, evolving as always. So go for the next slide. Okay, so evolution of IT. Then I'm coming back to this picture. Why I'm downloaded this picture is that this contains everything. This contains the people, you name it, the hardware and the cloud, the shopping carts, as you can see, the clocks, all these stuff, the you name it, all the industries are there. If you can clearly, carefully see the picture, all the industries will get represented under here, thanks to the technological advancement, the interconnectivity, the networking, and the, evolvement of cloud, all those stuff, IoT, all those stuff, nowadays people are gaining that benefit. Okay, so evolution of IT is over. So I can move on to the next important part. Okay, stay here. How to relate your learnings with diversified IT channels, as I said. So how to relate your learnings? So somebody, do you have any idea? I think most of the people, I heard that in first year or second year in this session, who are like new to the, this educational platform and this higher education platform. So I think most of you guys have done technical subjects in your A levels. I don't know nowadays what are the subjects included in A levels. Earlier in my days, it was like only maths and accounting, maths and arts. That's all in few subjects. Now there are IT subjects being involved, all these financial subjects being diversified, the math subjects has been diversified. So you guys learn all these things in your A levels, and glad you have selected this domain, and you're struggling with other stuff as well. And what do you understand by selecting the IT domain? What do you expect selecting the IT domain? Are you too much technical geek, or are you having said that, are you trying to get a good salary, or trying to get into a good position, since you are not considered medicine, of course. So technically, all these domains you are working now, you are studying now, I would say that software domain, networking, and other channel is multimedia, and other channels. So these channels, what do you meant to gain? Do you have any idea? Do did you have that aspiration from somebody, or did you? Um, yeah, sure. I can share you my email after this. Okay. Have you thought about your future? Do you have any ambition? Do you have any goal? Selecting this kind of tough subject area. So what you need to be doing, you have already selected, since you have already selected this. So I might go through what are the diversified channels we have, and what are the areas you need to look at, what are the recent researches on job offerings, all those stuff. So moving on to that, so your learnings, so next one. Okay, so diversify your skills to build a better career. So that should be the ultimate goal for everyone, right? No, obviously, without any argument. So that's your intention. So technology, IT skills. So this is under all the domains, I would say. So coding is a must. So coding is a must even for a hardware person now. IAS infrastructure as a code is IAC is there. So all the software engineers should move on to DevOps. All these IT engineers should move on to IT Ops, SecOps, all these SaaS, all these keywords are there. So I won't be, explaining you all the definitions and, theories, all these under this session. But as a glimpse, I would say these are the key areas: coding, communication, networks, and the time management. Important. So time management, I start from that. Even time management is more crucial in this area, because as a busy person, as a parent, and as a musician, and as a head of IT, I was like tremendous in managing my time, and I have a few of my available time to watch some movies as well. So I'm managing my time. I'm enjoying my life. I'm not getting pressurized or strained from the work I do. I'm happy. So I'm a happy guy. So how you should be happy? So what is there are certain researchers, have I think you haven't read about it. There are so many researchers to detect the happiness of a guy. So I have gone through those researches under my masters. So I have gone through those researches, and I have seen how many researches has been done for the happiness. So how many researches has been done for your innovation. So those things are the things you need to learn first of all, without even the technologies. So end of the life, end of the day, whatever the things you do, said and done, whatever the things you learn, whatever the things you go through, all these obstacles and everything, you wanted a happy life, right? That's the end of your everything. So you need to be happy, that's all. It's simple as that. So how to gain that thing is a simple fact that you need to develop your skills, and you need to strain your mind to not to strain, actually, or stretch your mind to have all this accommodated. So one thing is the time management, especially it's called project management. So project management mainly on the time management. And if you don't have project management, if you are not a scrum master in your domain, you won't be achieving your goal. You won't have any extra, you can't diversify your skills, and you can't manage your studies, you can't manage your work. I think you guys, all of you guys have to work. You have to go through a internship after this, I think 3 years, after the third year, I heard that you guys have to go through a industrial training. So under that industrial training, while doing that, you have to learn as well. So I'm a guy. I started my career without even going to university. I started my career directly from a job. So I started my career directly from a job without even after A-levels, and just doing a diploma. I started my career. So while doing my career, I spent my money, my salary for spend my salary for my education. That's how I learned. So that's how I completed my degree. Then I have 2 degrees, one bachelor's and one postgraduate, and one MBA, and plus all these cloud certifications and all ITI stuff. So how you guys achieve to do time management? That's the best practice. And the communication. Then it comes to communication. Communication is way far better and way far crucial than other stuff. As I would say, even if you are working in a company, even if you are doing projects, if you are doing group projects, you need to have the communication, right? You are working in a company, industry, you need to have proper communication, right? So all those stuff depends on the communication. So it's a must to develop your skill. So then your coding. So this coding, I meant to say, it's not coding means that not programming only. So coding is more vast area, I would say. Sorry guys, the screen has gone. Hello, I made you host. Okay. Okay. Those are the technical constraints. So right. Okay. So the next one, the coding. So not the next one. You stay here. I think you guys already know or not know that configuring a hardware firewall requires certain skills of coding, right? That's why Cisco is there. So writing code or scripting, all those stuff are there. So even IAC, infrastructure as a code, recall the hardware engineers need to know IAAC. So those things are falling under. So not only the software engineers, all the other people must know it's a skill. Even multimedia, networking is the main skill you need to have all the objectives. Even if you are doing coding, doesn't matter, you need to learn networking. If you are doing multimedia, doesn't matter, you need to at least networking. So if you're a network guy, so you should be thoroughly learning networking, and especially software defined networking. Software interdependent. So is that all? This all? Somebody will ask, but no, this is not all. These are the key, whatever the key things I have figured out through my experience. These are the key things, but these are not all. So let's check the next slide. Yes, if you would. task requirement in the industrial world. So intellectual. So this is based on 0 to 1 scale. I think is it difficult for you guys to recall, or is it difficult for you guys to understand? Let me explain you. This is from a source called Skill Panorama. It's a European Union institution, which these guys are doing research, continuous research on developing ICT skills and job offerings and all those stuff in this IT field. So intellectual skills. What are the intellectual skills? I would say creativity, the resolution for creativity. One thing, it's 0.7 is really high, since we need to have creativeness. It's not aesthetic, it's technical, but like aesthetic, you need creativeness. And the resolution, the problem solving skill. So resolution is under problem solving skill, and you can't resolve a problem without having the creativity as well. So that comes the creativity and the resolution parts together, and all of these parts will accommodate the innovation. So without these major skills, you won't be getting proper understanding on ICT skills, or the diversification of your skills. So gather and evaluate information. You should always gather the information, right? You can't be like staying like, I'm only doing this coding part. I can stay for this for a long year. No, you can't survive in this industry. You have to do continuous research. So literacy. So literacy, especially English. So I would say that most of you guys, I don't know, the younger generation, most of the people are studying in international schools, not in government schools. So even government schools are now having more and more English literacy developed, and there are more and more good teachers available for literacy. And the literacy, so literacy is more special, because in order to do IT, in order to do these technical subjects, you must know, you need to have those proficiency in English. So English proficiency is a must. So the literacy. And the numeracy is the mathematics. So numeracy, so you need to know about numerical values, numerical concepts. You can just mind map and do a numerical maths sort of things. If you have done maths, then that would be great. But if you haven't done maths, and if you have done commerce subjects or art subjects, then come to IT field, then you must learn the new skills as numeracy and all those literacy aspects. Which is the intellectual kind of category. So intellectual, and the physical. So the physical, this thing, dexterity. Dexterity is the movement, and your ability to flex, and ability to move forward so fast, and all those stuff, which is not that much required. But I would say this is European Union research, but for my research, I won't say that. And the strength is, your physical strength is 0 for European guy. I think they have like thought that IT guy should always stay in a seat and do their stuff without moving their bodies, which will they eventually become the Homo sapien, I have shown you earlier. So strength, you must have strength. You must go to a gym, and you can walk, and physical activities you should do if you are staying in front of a computer, definitely. But which I don't accept, even if I shared this one. So the social, this thing, social is more important. So if you are doing technological work, you are moving forward with people, right? So you need to be social. So you can't be sitting always in front of a computer doing coding and coding, learning. Those things won't work. So be social. As I think one of the guys, I love to see that one of these guys were doing curricular activities are there for you. You have more and more time. You guys are not married, actually, not like me. So you have more and more time to do extracurricular activities as well. So be socialized. So that's another important factor to gain your skills, and learn about the people and all those stuff. So sell and influence, mainly you need to have that social responsibility, social strength to attract other people's mind with IT, solutions. So for that, I think you definitely need to have that ability. So teach, train, and coach. So it's not only learning, guys. You guys need to, teach. You can teach your juniors. You can teach your siblings. You can teach. So teaching would gain even teach. I'm getting more knowledge out from stuff, the internet and all, because to prepare this presentation, I have went through so many sources, prepared this. So I have gained some knowledge. So that's a good, exposure to me as well. And learning things and coaching, training, all those stuff are more important to develop your skills. So use of methods. So what are the methods you are using? So automation, routing, and teamwork. So what is automation all about? So IT is all about automation. I think it's automation everywhere. So you name it. Now infrastructure provisioning automated. Servers are now serverless. So all those things are automated. People are becoming more and more lazy, I would say. So and you have to stick to a routine. You have to be consistent in your work. Something you do, you have to be more consistent in a way. You need to be timely, and work on time, and be consistent. So if you are doing an exercise for a week, if you're going to a gym, I think nowadays gyms are closed, I think. So you can do home workouts. So if you're doing home workouts, you should be consistent, right? You do one day exercise, then you sleep for, stay in a chair for 2 days, you will gain more fat than you are not doing exercises. So you should be routine, so consistent. And the teamwork, guys, teamwork is more special if you join in a industrial sector, an organization. We require you guys to be a team player. So we always, as a professional IT person, I require my team to be more, a team, work as a team, not as an individual. Don't, always lag behind and, අරයා මගේ එක හොරකම් කරයිද දන්නේ නැහැ කෝඩින් එක මම මේක තියාගෙන මම ෂේප් එකේ කෝඩින් එක ලියලා I will share this likewise. People are there, I experience most of the people like the same. So there are so many things in the outer world which you have not experienced yet. And so teamwork is more crucial, and teamwork should be there to achieve some target. So that, keep in mind, that will develop your skills anyway, because you can learn other people's knowledge. You can transfer your knowledge. Somebody would know more than you about networking. Some guy would know about more than programming. If you are doing networking, you can share your knowledge. That's more easier than referring to your book or going through a internet article, which should be more easier. So teamwork. So last but not least, Sandhu. Last but not least, use of technology, use of ICT. So that's a must. Use, don't go through manual interventions. So manual interventions are there. It is more in the industry. You can't survive. You need to anyway do trial and error. You have to practice. You have to use ICT, the technology always. So if you are handling this subject, if you have started doing your, following up these kind of courses, kind of this degree, or you started your career in this technological field, you must continue with your technological skills with ICT. So ICT knowledge, to obtain ICT knowledge, you need to use ICT, right? Without using that, you won't obtain that. So that's all for developing skills. So we move on to the more important part. Next slide, Sandru, please. So future job offerings of ICT professionals. Yeah, I think most of the people would attract to this one. So this is from 2018 to 2013. One of the research I have referred earlier, the pandemic. After the pandemic, this has been, crashed out. But, to show you guys, I have just brought this up. And it's from the same source. I have got it from the Skills Panorama. So the job offering, this is for European, I think mostly for European countries. So the offerings were made like 1.5 million offerings. So this is 1.5 means, I think, billions. I can't remember. There are some zeros again. This is the short form numbers. I think lot of job offerings were there, and new or lost jobs. So somebody will get a new job, somebody would lose a job. So either way, it was like 395,000. That's amount of new and losing jobs are there, and the replacements. Not that somebody lose a job, somebody will get replaced from a good guy. That's what I told you, gaining skills. If you do not have the skills for a certain project, you will get replaced from a good person. That's obvious. So that won't happen in your academic life. That will happen in your industrial life. So when you join to an industry, you won't get a chance. You won't get a fail mark. You don't, like paper marking or like marking your attendance or something like that. You will get definitely replaced if you don't have the skills. So keep in mind, this one is like having a two-sided sword, which will anyway cut your hand, and you will get anyway injured if you properly, if you're not using the sword properly. So that's the reason these kind of research has been done, and these research has